Hello. I'm here to tell you some more information. Just like everything else, I end up looking stuff up, so. Sweet Home Alabama.
Turn it up. Calendar pages keep on turning. We've been living this way since way back when. The 21st century is upon us. But it sure feels like 1810, and I'll say it again.
Hey Barry, do you know why Mennonites have astroturf in their yards?
No, why?
So their wives won't graze when they go outside to hang the laundry.
Heard Weird Al sing about us, and I don't really think that's right. I hope Al Yankovic will remember. An Amish man's not supposed to fight, and again I might. Sweet home Indiana, where the fields are so green. Sweet home Indiana, the only state I've ever seen. You know what I mean?
That's Sweet Home Indiana. And it's by the Electric Amish, who I didn't know anything about them either. So I looked them up, and they're Indiana-based group, but their whole thing is built on parodies. They take everyday music and they change it a little bit and slant it to what it might sound like if they were Amish, and it's all in fun. So don't anybody get their feelings hurt, but. And I think probably, no, this is not about the Electric Amish. I think probably if David Letterman knew about these guys, he would have had them on their show. Why would he have liked these guys? Because David Letterman's a Hoosier. David Letterman has a huge sense of humor. That's how I got his shows. And I think he would have thought this was pretty funny. So that's who I want to do, David Letterman. And apparently, Mr. David would not, or maybe he was too busy, something. He couldn't pose for the picture. So this is what the author did instead. Let me get it so you can see it. It's a picture of Dave with antennas coming out of his ear. And this is him when he was quite a bit younger. So I want to tell you about David Letterman. The adults out here will understand this more, because I hope you kids don't know a lot about him, because he comes on and when you should be in bed. So anyway, David Letterman, and this picture was taken in 1990. All these pictures were taken between 89 and 90, 90 something. He was 42 years old when this picture was taken. He's a native, oh, sorry, I'm reading an update about the Iowa Senate. Anyway, he was an Indianapolis native. So his mom died. Last I heard, she still lived in Indianapolis, unless she moved off because David got her some big house or something, I don't know. He was a host of NBC's Late Night with David Letterman for 11 years. His career began in Indiana with a television career. Started with a summer job at a Indianapolis radio station. And then while he was going to Ball State in Muncie. His first full-time job in television was at WLWI in Indianapolis, where he was a news anchor. He was also a late-night movie host, and he was also a Saturday morning's children's host. Ooh, that doesn't look good with my tooth and my chin. You notice my tooth and my chin are on the same side, so I have to keep this side of my hair decent. Oh, come on, people, have a sense of humor. Help me out here. All right. Okay, 1975, he moved. I think he even crossed paths with Jane Pauley, who's someone we're going to do here one of these days. He moved to Los Angeles in 1975 to try stand-up comedy. And it says his first foray, I like that word, if I could say it, into network television was on the CBS variety show Mary. and that was starring the wonderful, wonderful Mary Tyler Moore, who, the Mary Tyler Moore Show was one of my favorite TV shows. Dun, 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 dun. Who can light the world up with her smile? That's Mary Tyler Moore. But we are on David Letterman, not the Electric Horseman. I know it's not Horseman. 1978, he was a guest on The Tonight Show starring my hero of all times, Johnny Carson. And Letterman made 22 appearances on the show and had been the guest show host 50 times. I'm sorry, I'm reading another message. The Google Assistant wants me. 1980, NBC hired him to host a morning show called The David Letterman Show. They had a meeting about coming up with a clever name, and that's what they picked. The show lasted 3 months. Not very good. And then Late Night with David Letterman started. And that show became famous. That started in 1982, and he had all these things on. There was a Stupid Pet and Stupid Human Tricks. There was a top 10 list, which ended up going into a book and was used everywhere. And he also was famous for segments such as Velcro Man, fire extinguisher races, I never saw those, and dropping off perishable goods off to firefighter training towers. I'm not sure why it tells us this, but it says David Letterman's favorite movie was Viva Las Vegas. I bet that was the Elvis version, and Margaret. And in 1993, he left NBC and went to CBS and got him a show that ran completely opposite of Jay Leno, The Tonight Show. I'm done with my story, but since I'm a Johnny Carson freak, when Johnny Carson retired, everybody thought that David Letterman would get the show because David Letterman had hosted, I don't want to say the very most, but about the most. Another guy, Jay Leno, he had hosted too. And I don't know why. Well, I guess it was funny. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about David Letterman. Anyway, David Letterman got the nod to do the Johnny Carson show. And I think probably our Indiana Hoosier David Letterman was crushed. And so CBS immediately offered him a chance to outbest, whatever. And I don't know what the ratings ever were, whether the Tonight shows were higher on NBC or, again, they sat around trying to think of a name, and somebody said, hey, I got one. Let's call it the David Letterman Show. And it became a huge hit. And I'm going to leave here and play you the rest of this song and let you hear how funny it is.
You know, Colonel, I think you're
Because
a
I'm not
Mennonite
trying to
than a
offend
toothpaste.
anybody.
Yeah, Barry buys that.
Because if an Amish fella invented it, it'd be called toothpaste.
Humor.
In California, they got a theme park.
We all have to laugh at ourselves.
And we hear it's owned by a great big mouse.
It's owned by a great big mouse.
Now, how'd that mouse get all of that money? Then I don't even own my house. I feel like a louse. Sweet home Indiana.
I bet that mouse came from Shipshewana,
Ain't
Indiana.
no beach or amusement park. Sweet home Indiana. We go home when it gets dark. So these two Mennonite fellas are hauling a 12-foot tall load of hay, and they come up on a 10-foot tunnel. One guy looks at the other one and says, hey, I don't see any cops, let's go for it. In Napanee, we love the parson. Yeah,
That's up by Shipshewana.
He's been known to shun a soul or two.
Yeah, you do.
Having whiskers does not bother me. Does shaving daily bother you? I bet it do. Sweet home Indiana.
They actually took on the role of fictional characters that were stationed in Indiana up in Amish country. They're not really Amish.
We're too cool to change our clocks. Crazy like a fox. Sweet home Indiana. Oh, sweet home. There they race the cars in May.
Speed home, David Letterman.